So students, here we're gonna have to study about the third thing, and the third thing we're gonna have to start is lipid. Now, what is lipid? It's a most, or what you can say, it's a complex organic compound. Okay, it's a complex organic compound. In 1943, there was a scientist named Bloor who derived the term lipid. In 1943, there is a scientist named Bloor who derived the term lipid. So, and he says that lipid is a complex organic compound that it can not be dissolved in water, but it can be dissolved in organic solvent. It can be dissolved in what? It can be dissolved in organic solvent or Bloor's reagent. Means what, class? That why lipid cannot be dissolved in water? It is more complex compound that water does not have the polarity to dissolve that part. But if I'm talking about the organic solvent, just like ether, ethanol, that is the organic solvent which can dissolve these things. So Bloor's reagent, what is Bloor's reagent? It is a basically Bloor's reagent. It is a mixture of diethyl ether and ethyl alcohol with ratio of 2:1. So that's Bloor's reagent, in which we can say the organic compound, and with the lipid compound can easily be dissolved. So basically it's a complex compound that cannot be dissolved in water. It can be dissolved in organic solvent or Bloor's reagent as a mixture of diethyl ether and ethyl alcohol with ratio of 2:1. So basically in this we're going to have to include the following types of lipid, in which we're going to have to study about acyl glycerol, or it is also referred to be as triglycerides. So if I'm talking about the next part, if I'm talking about a part that is called waxes. Third thing, that is somewhat about phospholipid. And the fourth part we're going to have to start is about terpenoids. So these are the three things we're going to have, these are the four things of lipids: acyl glycerol, or what you can say triglyceride, waxes, phospholipid, and terpenoids. So it is an introduction for the lipid, and after that you're going to have to discuss these parts: acyl glycerol, glyceride, waxes, phospholipid, and terpenoids. So only these things. After terpenoids you're going to have to end these things. You don't have to mention the functions because it cannot be present on the book, so you don't have to get over efficient, and just write it down the things which can be specific to the book. As I told you, we are just overviewing this chapter so quick, so just try to be specific regarding this. So first we're going to have to discuss with the acyl glycerol or triglycerides. Okay, so the thing we're going to have to study about lipid, the first thing we're going to have to study about acyl glycerol, or what you can say triglyceride. Basically class, out of the four things in which we will include acyl glycerol, waxes, phospholipid, and terpenoids, acyl glycerol is considered to be the simplest type of lipid. It does not mean that it can be dissolved in water. It's the simplest type of lipid, but it is also not dissolved in water. It is a compound made up of three molecules of fatty acid and one molecule of glycerol. So 3 molecules of fatty acid when linked with 1 molecule of glycerol, it forms acyl glycerol or triglycerides. Basically, if we are studying about amino acid considered to be as a monomer and protein considered to be as a polymer. Similarly, over here we have the fatty acids which are considered to be as a monomer, and it links together to form what? To form fats, which is polymer. So many fatty acids link together to form fats. As we know that when many monomers link together it form polymer. Similarly, when many fatty acids link together it form fats. Okay, 3 molecules of fatty acid form and links with 1 molecule of glycerol, it forms acyl glycerol, or what it can say to be as triglycerides. So it is the simplest type of lipid, and acyl glycerol basically divides into 2 main factors. One is saturated acyl glycerol, and second one is unsaturated acyl glycerol. Basically, if I am talking about glycerol, it is the simplest type of lipid, but if I am talking about acyl glycerol regarding the organism, that what is a saturated acyl glycerol, if I am talking about, that it produces approx about 1,44,000 kilocalories per mole energy. A type of saturated acyl glycerol which we have found in beef is stearin. So stearin is a type of saturated acyl glycerol which we can found in beef, and if I am talking about a saturated one, I say that it contains single covalent bond. This fatty acid contains single covalent bond. So the type of fatty acid, the type of acyl glycerol which contains single covalent bond, that is saturated acyl glycerol, and they are solid or semi-solid at room temperature. They are solid or semi-solid at what? They are solid or semi-solid at room temperature. So it is not liquidified. Thus we can take the example of butter, ghee, cream. These are saturated ones that it cannot be purely solid, it cannot be purely liquidified, it remains semi-solid or solid. Whereas if I am talking about unsaturated, they contain double and triple covalent bond. It contains double and triple covalent bond, and they are what? They are liquid at room temperature. And this we can take the examples of oil. So oil, and we can take the example of unsaturated, whereas the saturated one we can take the examples of fats, butter, margarine. That is the example of saturated acyl glycerol. So here we have the following things for the acyl glycerol, and after that we're going to have to go for the next part, which is waxes. Now about for the next part is waxes. What are waxes? When a long chain of fatty acid, a long chain of fatty acid links with alcohol to form esters. To form what class? To form esters. So that basically form waxes. That basically form what? Waxes. And where does waxes will be present? It is found on the covering. It is found on the covering of leaf, stem, fruits, and animals. It is also present with the covering. So basically, waxes do what? It performs thermoregulation. It makes isolation, it makes thermoregulation, as well as it is also used for transpiration in case of plants. And basically it's a long chain of fatty acid which it is attached by alcohol to form esters. So that's somewhat about waxes. But where we obtain waxes previously? Previously, waxes obtained from sperm whale. Remember for the MCQs, previously waxes obtained from sperm whale, but now it obtained from two desert plant, in which we include Simondaceus chinesis and jojoba. That is the two type of the desert plant from where we get waxes nowadays. So that is the point. It would be enough for the waxes regarding the complete question, and after that we're going to have to go for the phospholipids. Now, phospholipid class, you better know about chapter number 4, in which we are studying about the cell membrane. So just remember, whenever the phospholipid what come, that phospholipid forms what? It forms the cell membrane. Whether it will be the cell membrane of animal, whether it will be the cell membrane of plant. The cell membrane is made up of phospholipids. So how it would be made when fatty acid? It is just like, it's like acyl glycerol. It's like acyl glycerol, in which fatty acid, when it's like acyl glycerol, in which one fatty acid replaces with phosphate group. So eventually it forms phospholipid, which is responsible to form the cell membrane, and we better know that it's composed of the two parts. One is the head part, which is present outside, and it is comparatively hydrophilic in nature. And you better know, class, that what is hydrophilic in nature. Yes, you can say that hydrophilic, and the tail one is present inside, and it is hydrophobic in nature. Now, what is hydrophilic and hydrophobic? Just see the terminology. The word hydro, it meant to be as for water. The philic means loving, which means that it allows water to come outside to inside. And what if I'm talking about hydrophobic? The phobic meant to be as for fearing. It meant to be as that it does not allow water to go from inside to outside. So that is the thing which we have for phospholipid, and after that we're going to have to go for the terpenoid part. Now about for terpenoid class. Terpenoid, these are the isoprenoid unit made up of C5H8 isoprenoid unit. And terpenoid basically divides into the three parts. One is terpenes, steroids, and carotenoids. It is being divided onto the three parts: terpenes, steroid, and carotenoid. Terpenoid, what is it? It's an isoprenoid unit made up of C5H8 carbon units. C5H8 units, and it is being divided into the three parts: terpenes, steroid, and carotenoid. Whenever you found the word terpenes, it means that it gives you the fragrance. Just remember that it gives you what? It gives fragrance. Just for example, granule from rose, the rose essence, the limonene from lemon, menthol from peppermint. So what is it? They just give you the essence. And how they give you the essence? Terpenes, we just obtain it from the pure or simple distillation process. We can get it by means of a simple distillation. By means of simple distillation, we get terpenes, and by which we can capture the fragrance. Just like we can get granule from rose, limonene from lemon, and menthol from peppermint. And if I'm talking about a steroid, the steroid, it's a complex organic compound which contain ring structure. Which contain which type of structure? Which contain ring structure. 5 ring structure comparatively present in a steroid. And what is the main function of steroid? It produces rich energy. It produces a hormone like testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. So that is the thing which could provide a high energy to the body. That is the steroid. And after that we have the next thing, carotenoid. It's a thing which produces pigmentation. Not only pigmentation in fruits and flower. Just for example, when the fruits and flower get ripen, it inhibits chlorophyll and produces the produces the following pigments from chromoplasts such as xanthophyll, carotene. As we know, xanthophyll produces yellow color, whereas carotene can produce orange or red color. So that is the thing which would be produced by carotenoid. So that is a simple and shortest overview regarding about the part of lipid according to the Board of Intermediate Education from Sindh textbook board. So you just cover this part that that lipids, they are being following divided into 4 patterns: acyl glycerol, waxes, phospholipid, and terpenoid. And whereas terpenoid divides into the 3 parts: terpenes, steroid, and carotenoids. So just go for the overview. Just overview these terms, and better you can cover these topics easily. So that is a lipid, and we have the one topic left, that is nucleic acid.